you're the one, 'cause I've been waiting for you. Waiting such a long time, I've been waiting for you. Worried that I wouldn't find out, been waiting for you. Alone in my own mind, I've been waiting for you. Worried that I wouldn't find someone like you. Work out, I've had my flaws, you've had your doubts. Can't foresee the road ahead, can't recall my promises. But all these things can't deny my love for you, never die. So hear me out, just one last time. I need to know if you'll be mine. And I've been waiting for you, waiting such a long time. I've been breaking for you. Starting to see it, I'm starting to shine. They know how to beat it, they know how to fight. We ask no questions, these answers we seek. They gave us confessions we did not speak. We did not speak. So they wanna keep it down in the deep, far away from things that we see. We got a plan for you, never leave. We try to keep you down in the deep, down in the deep. to please, please. I'm going for your dead demons inside the beat, inside the beat. So they wanna keep you down in the deep. We're far away from things we can see. They got a plan for you, plan for me. They try to keep you down in the deep. Down in the deep, 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 down in the deep. They try to keep you down in the deep. We're far away from things we can see. They got a plan for you, plan for me. They try to keep you down in the deep. Down in the deep, 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 down in the Wanna take 10? No. Here we go. Seconds. Some say the sky is falling down. falling out there, but there's nowhere to begin. I bang my head against the wall, but I'll be getting out of here, even if I have to crawl. Ooh, my time has come. My time has come. My time has come. My time has come. Take us away.
Talking about this.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here with New Leaf. We're on the road trip, the Vibes Alive radio show for the vibes. We're feeling the vibes. It's been a really good day. I'm glad you guys decided to play before we had the conversation. As much as I had been listening to New Leaf nonstop the past couple of weeks.
Nice.
Knowing that this is coming up, I mean, I'll admit I can't know every band, so
Right.
I didn't know of New Leaf prior to this, but it's where you get to dig in and then you start thinking of what to listen to, and it's like New Leaf pops up in the mental jukebox. So it was cool to hear it before, but really cool to see it and experience it. So I appreciate you guys doing that and being here to support independent music, independent musicians, and what I love most about Arizona. So I affectionately call it Arizona. It's Arizona because we've got a community of people that support each other. And the one thing that I've noticed right off the bat when it came to San Diego was huge support. Like the community, everybody was just like, let's do this together. Let's find a way to make this shit happen. And it's just over the top. So props to being a part of that kind of community, to supporting each other, to supporting this kind of music, and to bringing it forward to us. So now that we've done the formalities, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about your music, about the band, this convergence of two previous bands now creating this new voice. And it sounds like you guys have been a band for years.
Nice.
I mean, it doesn't sound like this is something that just happened within the past few. I mean, you guys really have put together a nice sound. So let's talk about that a little bit. Like, how did you guys find each other, and how'd that happen?
Yeah, I played in a band in LA for probably about 12 years, from 2002 through 2012, 2013, around there, called International Farmers. And we put out a couple albums. We used to come down to San Diego, and that's how I met Scotty. We were actually opening for Kevin Kinsella from John Brown's Body at OC Tavern, and literally no one was at the show.
I was right up in front.
No one
I
was
love
at
his
the
band
show.
so much. I was like, we gotta be friends, bro.
Yeah. That was the first time you heard us.
Yeah.
I could hear him, you're like, shit.
And I saw him because he was like one of the only people there besides the staff, you know. So it was really rad to get to know him. And then once we started doing shows together, I think it just changed the whole thing. We were both kind of like on the same vibe, you know. And I feel like it was natural from that point. Scotty was in a band called Shoreline Roots, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Well, not so much that band, but I had kind of fallen off the scene due to like a heart condition that I was diagnosed with. So I stopped being a performer and focused on being a booking agent, just because I just couldn't handle the stress at the time. And anyway, I took 5 years off, and him and I had like changed shows out. He'd play in San Diego, we'd play in LA. And then I just one day, 5 years later, I was like, I wonder what Danny's up to. And I look on Facebook, and it says lives in Carlsbad and works for Stone Brewing Company. I called him up. I was like, dude, I haven't been in a band in 5 years. You want to start a band? He goes, yep.
I'd been spending 5 years writing songs when I lived in Hawaii for a minute and didn't play music for about the same amount of time, 5 years. And but during that time, I was still writing every day, you know, like on my acoustic at home, and just coming up with all these ideas. So I started writing songs for the project probably about 10 years ago, like after my old band kind of started to
projects for new, like songs
for New Leaf. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these aren't new songs. This is
I'd
reimagined,
say-
I guess, as a group, right?
I'd say on the album, I'd say about half of the songs are old from like 2010-ish, and then half of them are like more recent from when I started jamming with Scotty.
Is that part of what the name kind of conveys with
Yeah.
generation of sorts? Or?
So basically, at the end of my old band, I was like writing new material, and I knew I wasn't gonna like put it in an International Farmer song. So I wrote the song New Leaf, and I was like kind of having like that epiphany moment, like maybe that's because I was struggling for a name for the band. So that was like that moment where I was like, oh, okay, this is the name for the band. And I always wanted to have like a theme song, anyways, because I've always been that nerd, like we gotta have our own theme song as a band. So.
Right.
But
So there it is.
that was it.
So how did you guys adapt to, or create this kind of synergy when you created this album? Because it feels like when you listen to it, it's one of those things that it feels familiar, which I
Nice.
think is really good. But it also feels very fresh and new. So it's not that it. I mean, of course, it could be from one person, but you guys, I just saw you live, so that's part
Right.
of that performance aspect.
Right. No,
So
it's the chemistry.
You all individually bring it with a lot of energy. So how's it been for you being a part of a project like this? Adam, I guess I'll go with you.
Yeah,
What do you
Adam.
think about
I feel like I was like that was natural.
So, yeah, it's been great. And I was just trying to remember when I first heard about this project was I ran into you. I was playing, too much. Okay. So I was playing keyboards for Common Sense down at that Fiesta. Is it in Solana Beach? What was it?
Fiesta del Sol.
Yeah.
I was working
That
for the
was
Belly
about
Up.
4.5 years ago, and he first. That's when you first linked up with Danny, I think, because you just said like, I started working with Danny. He says he knows you, and then one thing led to the other, and it's been.
And I knew Adam
So cool.
from when he was in a band called Dubbington in LA, and they would play Saint Rock like was it Wednesday reggaes or Thursday reggaes or something? I think it was Thursday.
Yeah,
right?
every Thursday night
Yeah.
this place called Saint Rock up in Hermosa Beach, which man closed down.
Closed down.
That was like a killer music venue. I'm sure like if you guys ever come through here, it's insane. But anyways, he was a bartender there, and he would pour me cold beer on Thursday nights, and we'd play.
I was like, that cat's
You
great. I want to play with him.
Yeah. And I knew, like, I hadn't heard him play, but I heard of his band, International Farmers, but I never heard him live. And so I told myself, like, his vibe, he's got to be a good musician. Like, he's got to do something good, And he does something great, man. Great songwriter. It's great to play with all these guys. Jonah, like, I knew these guys from Shoreline Roots. I still have Scotty's phone number in my phone. Is Scotty Shoreline Roots. That's when I first
From
met him.
2009.
And I didn't really have a chance to meet Jonah personally until, like, I started working with him in this band. Logan came to us about a year and a half, 2 years ago on the trombone, right? About 2 years or so.
About a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could all be
Let's hand it over
Logan's
to
father.
Logan here.
Just FYI.
So you got here about a year and a half ago, a year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. What was it? Probably like March of 2019. Around that time.
A little over a year.
It was a little bit before they recorded this record. And I was very happy to be like right in time to get on board with that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about being on time and not being on time. The world kind of paused a bit in March, right? So things slowed down way too much. You guys released an album in April. So what has it been like, kind of, do you feel like you've had this, I'm kind of thinking of like football, the huddle up, right? Like you've had a kind of 4 month, 6 month huddle up on what to do. What do you guys, I mean, there's not much to talk about what's happened, but what are you guys planning on doing moving forward? How do you see this album getting promoted? I mean, has it been a delayed promotion? Obviously, I mean, there's a lot for people to hear. So what do you see the future for New Leaf as optimistic as you can be about it?
Absolutely. I think, we're ready to have an album release party, obviously. Album came out April 17th, and here we are in October. So to be able to actually play out in front of people and play the album, in its entirety for people, and then sell some merch, get the vinyl in their hands.
We haven't got that chance yet.
We haven't had that chance, so that's like obviously the top slot. From there though, like really, I've taken this whole time because I quit my job literally 2 weeks before COVID hit,
Oh, shit. Oops.
which my fiance was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, just wait, something's gonna come out, And so I landed another job about a month later. But so I took all that time that I wasn't doing anything, and just really collected all the ideas that I've been recording into my phone, and just started like capturing the best ones and moving forward and showing them these guys, to them. And that time has come that we played tonight. That's one of the new ones that I wrote a couple months ago. And it's just been, I think right now is when you spend that time writing.
Right.
And just getting prepared.
So people, we want them to hear more from you guys. We want to tell them where to go. So please tell us where they should find your stuff, what they should listen to, any of the old bands if you want to reference anything, or you can just skip right to the present, whatever you want.
Yeah,
I want people to know the background, because the background is sometimes so important, because you see that transition and growth.
Totally.
And you guys seem to just, again, it feels like you may have been in other bands, but you're always meant to be in this. And this sounds very cohesive.
For sure.
And fucking great. So where can they?
So where to find us? My old band, for reference points, would be International Farmers. We've got 2 records out, Closer Than Close and Stories You Rewind. Scotty's band, Shoreline Roots. You guys put out an album. You can find it. But then you see that growth from there. You see us kind of combining our superpowers. Like little Voltron, I guess. In a sense. And then the album came out. It's called Feels Like. New Leaf. I think it's got great artwork. It was done by Adam's fiance, Lisette. She crushed it. So we've got high quality vinyl available. Bandcamp.
Nice.
Just search New Leaf Bandcamp. I think it's New Leaf Dub, maybe.
So let's talk about this real quick, because audio is a bitch and technology is a bitch, and
Yep.
sometimes it doesn't work. So a lot of people were watching us and imagining our conversation. So
Right.
let's try to do the quickest recap possible.
Yeah.
But New Leaf is a conglomeration. You guys taking your past, bands, your history, you've taken this, put it together, and you're telling us that the album is kind of a combination of songs that you've had for the past decade, and then you guys kind of came together to finish the other half of the album.
Yeah.
That was my quickest cliff notes I could come up with.
That's pretty
based
good.
Off of our conversation, but anything else that we can quickly remind people where to go? I'm sorry, we missed it with technology, but
Yeah. Bandcamp. Go to Bandcamp. Buy that vinyl. We're gonna have some merch that we're gonna put up there soon, actually, as well. So like shirts and like the one that Logan has on. We got shirts. We've got the high quality vinyl that's available for purchase. And then the album, you can stream it. Just support us by streaming it on, Spotify or Amazon, or, I know Spotify's maybe not the way to
Pandora,
go,
we're on all of them.
yeah,
Right on.
Pandora.
well, we got a great performance coming to you guys soon. Glad we were able to capture that. And thank you guys for being here, supporting Vibes Alive and the San Diego community, the reggae community at large, and Arizona. We appreciate you.
Dude,
Yeah, big up to you guys.
thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate the
Thank you.
love.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Man, so sorry about the audio. That's